Hello, we are back with Coffee Talk again today. That progress bar has barely moved since the last time I played, so still a lot more story to get into. I haven't wanted to be playing this as much as other games, but I'm hoping that the more I play, the more I'll get into it, the more I'll love it. I loved the first one. It was a nice, chill, relaxed vibe, so fingers crossed, getting straight back into this one. It'll all be good and I'll have the same enjoyment from it, hopefully. How have we all been this week? Been a crazy busy week for me, that's why I've barely streamed. But I'm here, my concentration is on. So yeah, let's go. I think this is something to do with Silver, as he's called now, or Neil back in the day. Okay. I hope the power hiccups didn't affect the machine too much. This is a very slow start. Ah, here we go. Right in the nick of time. Everyone's footsteps are so loud. Hey, welcome you two. It's a relief to see you safe and sound. Hi, Loy. Yes, we're also very relieved. It was a little scary last time. We analysed the events of the evening and found them 31.245% frightening and 68.755% distasteful. Leaving such a hurry is not an experience we care to repeat. Hopefully this will be a quieter evening. Yes, that is our wish. Anyhow, greetings are customary in cafes, bars and restaurants, are they not? Therefore, good evening. Good evening, even if reality should be good night. We find that very strange, that good evening is a way to say hello, but good night is a way to say goodbye. Is this assuming that you never start an encounter at night? Because that theory would appear to be empirically wrong. For example, this is the second time we meet Earthchild, and both times have been at night, and 100% sample does not bear out the aforementioned premise. Additionally, the concepts of evening and morning seem only marginally... Amanda? Yes, what is it? I think Loy tried to interject a couple of times. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, Loy. Ah, no, it's alright. I didn't have anything important to say. The truth is, I'm not sure why our greetings have a circadian rhythm. Earthlings are creatures of habit, I suppose. They get attached to certain ways of using language, and often don't question the actual meaning of words. Yes. At least in this particular case, no one's getting hurt. Since I arrived here, I've observed that some thoughtless uses of languages can have a much more painful effect. Indeed. We see and we agree. We apologise for interrupting you, Loy. Don't worry about it. Communicating without a hive connection is rather challenging. Besides, we have been in a somewhat heightened mental state. We have been finding Earth quite curious. Extraordinary, even. We are keen to absorb... Archie, stop it. We are keen to absorb much information as we can during our visit here. It seems our siblings who previously visited Earth came back with findings of rather superficial nature. We are excited to gather data that will advance the science of Earth studies. Our return to the hive will be triumphal. Of course, we do not do such things for glory, but still, we are looking forward to seeing our work recognised. So, are you a scholar, Miss Amanda? Yes, that is a good equivalence of what we are. We specialise in data gathering and analysis of poorly charted territories. Archie, stop it now. Being silly. That sounds very impressive. Oh, DJPCT was much less impressive. than our siblings' mission. It's not me. Silver is an explorer and an adventurer. He's deserving of respect, and his mission to find a prospective partner is the utmost importance. Still prospective, huh? No progress on that front, I take it. Well, I wouldn't quite say that. Very intriguing. You're always so professional. You rarely ask direct questions, but I think you're a little curious about the gossip, right? What is gossip? Gossip is information about what goes on in other people's lives. Oh, we see. So it's like data on individual beings, then? Yes, that sounds right. We love gossip. What is wrong with it? Nothing at all, and I would love to listen to yours. But let me at least make you a drink first. We must consider our choice of drink carefully. We suggest our sibling goes first. Are you ready to order, Silver? I have an idea, yes. Can we expect an interesting new recipe? You're a barista yourself now, after all. A barista? How am I? Oh, you mean the cafe? Yes, you mentioned you were opening one, didn't you? I am, after a fashion. But I'm not focusing on drinks menu just yet. Also intriguing. I promise I'm not just withholding information, boy, but things are a little complicated. It is alright if we start with the drink. I'll try my best to explain everything afterwards. That sounds good to me. Then I think I'd like something simple tonight. Do you remember the first drink I ordered when I came here years ago? Wasn't it a coffee-based drink? It was. A coffee-based drink, and I think you mentioned it was very bitter. Bitter and tart, right? Yes, I think that's right. Bitter and tart coffee drink. I don't remember that. I mean, that's not going to be right. I mean, brew it, I guess. Ginger lemon coffee. There you go, just have it. Here's your drink, Silver. Coffee based, as you asked. It smells good. Ah, but it's not quite the drink I had in mind, isn't it? It's alright, don't worry about it. I'll drink it anyway. Sibling, we meant to ask. How did you choose this specific earthling appearance over another? Our observation is that earthlings come in a great many varieties, with near infinity of combinations. Did you run a random generation algorithm? Oh no, it wasn't random at all. Even at first, if it wasn't a conscious process. I chose the way I look because it felt very true to who I am. When I first started coming to this cafe, I had a hard time understanding this world and its rules, but there were already some things that I could relate to, some things that felt familiar, like Hyde's eyes. They always see beyond the surface, or Gala's outfit, which is a sign of kindness and trust. I borrowed those traits from them, without even realising. You took inspiration from them? Yes, our species seemed to have the ability to do that. But Gala's fashion I couldn't keep up after all. It came with responsibilities. People stopped me all the time to ask me for medical advice. Hold on, I'm just going to let my dog down. See, boy. Don't. Yeah, some medical advice. Don't want that, do we? I can see how that would be problematic. Yes, but then I found the fictional universe, where all the stories take place in the stars. So I changed my outfit to imitate theirs. Knew it. Ugh. And at some point it all came together. One morning I saw myself in the mirror and I felt, right, like the way I looked matched who I was. It made me feel at peace. So although I look different now from when we first met, and although I've learnt the ways of this world a bit and have grown a bit, in many ways I still feel the same. Different, but the same. Yes, different but the same. It makes sense to us. It really does. Oh, is this Laurel? No, this is from Pearl. Still no news from Midge. I think the odds are now 84.308 that she's phantoming you. Do you mean ghosting? We mean phantoming, as in when you think you hear a sound, but your ears are merely playing a trick on you. We thought we had established a hive connection with Midge, but it was only a phantom sound after all. Anyhow, what's Pearl saying? That her calendar might clear up soon if I want to meet up. Oh, Silver. It sounds like things are going very well indeed. I think it may be time I tell you a little about this. But we wish to order a drink as well. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Amanda. Oh, no. Our apologies, but the machine's having issues today. We'll let you know as soon as it's working again. Curious that Earth drink-making skills are so refined, yet so unreliable. This is a land of contradictions. It sure is. But do carry on, sibling. Right, so I've been relying on Amanda to help me with the online part of online dating, and it's been working really well. On average, there have also been some small issues. Earthlings are strange. Online dating has a reputation for emphasising that, yes? Some Earthlings express their interest, but when you say hello, they never answer back. While in real life, saying hello is a starter for a 99.845% of conversations. It seems that online, more humorous or breeding-orientated openers are favoured. However, if an opener is entirely horned, it is considered out of bounds and angrily dismissed. Horned? Yes, that is when a prospective partner sends you close-up pictures of their horns. Oh dear. People do that? Oh yes. I think it would be fine after a bit of conversation. If we get into the mood and they ask me first, I'd probably say yes. Horns can be very pretty, you know. It feels very strange when that's the first thing they do, before they even write a single word, I can imagine. And then sometimes Earthlings express interest, but after reading a joke that's statistically funny 99.908% of the time, they answer with a sad face or block communications. Funny for you. Yes. Fortunately, online dating is governed by the law of large numbers, which favours persistence, and we are patient. Amanda has been spending a lot of time on the app, and it's started to work out. I'm having conversations with some really nice people, especially Pearl. We prefer Laurel. Her facial features are more symmetrical, but Silver seems to favour the asymmetrical Earthling. It's just, she sounds like a really good person. She's a communications director for a charity that fights homelessness. She cares about other people a lot. I don't think she's been very lucky in return, but she's very funny and curious of everything, and her smile. People desist. No, please desist. People desist. We can sense your hormones are boiling. Huh. And she's a person you might be getting a date with. I really hope so. Do you have a day and time for your date? No. This is on a different topic. Please excuse me. So I take it you've been enjoying your time on Earth, Miss Amanda? Or not? No, we have been enjoying it, but we also see the limits of it. How do you mean? We are a hive mind. A hive mind knows no boundaries or limitations. Hold on. Excuse me, my dog is barking. Be back, 2 seconds. I'm back, sorry. We have a very old pooch and he demands things. Okay. A hive mind knows no boundaries or limitations. We share all our thoughts and desires. It's not difficult for us to connect. We are born connected, but Earthlings are guarded. They have complex emotions, and they have no means of truly knowing what anyone else feels. That makes them afraid of judgment and of hurt. It must be very difficult and painful for them to connect deeply. There is so much they must let go of first. We could not live like that. You said that online networks were like a hive. Like a hive, but not a true hive. A true hive requires honesty and directness, as well as a desire to deeply understand others. I see. I don't think you could ever adapt the way Silver has. Oh, you don't think you could? Silver is different. Even when he was a part of us, we could sense him looking outward. That is why he's become such an amazing explorer, and that is why he made efforts to learn Earthling's codes and behaviours. He did not just want to understand, he wanted to experience. We are not like him. We like to seek knowledge on what is different from us, but once we have that knowledge, we are satisfied. Uncovering it and bringing it back to what it was. Back is what makes us happy. This is curious. It seems we are picking up on some Earthling instincts after all. It's a good thing our data readings here should soon be complete. And Silver's on his way to getting a date. It would appear so. Amanda, we have to go. What, again? That call was bad news. The agent... Oh no. Too late. Just hide behind the counter, quick. Good evening, Mr. Agent. We apologise, but our machine has been having issues. We cannot serve drinks at the moment. And you know very well I'm not here for drinks. I'd rather not involve any more civilians in this, though. Oh, do you mean me? I'm sorry, but I can't. Whatever this is, we'll wait for another night. I haven't finished my drink yet, and it looks like it looks like rain again outside. Well, here's something that can't wait for starters. Barista, did you happen to find an ID card lying around? An ID card? Not that I can recall, no. Well, you haven't been the most trustworthy element. So I think I'm going to look around for it, if it's all the same to you. Maybe it's fallen behind the counter. Let me check our lost and found drawer first. Would this happen to be it? Well, how astonishing. It was here after all. Sounds like my suspicions weren't entirely wrong, were they? It was an honest mistake. Before you make another honest mistake, I'd like you to remember that I'm good at my job. That sounds like a very impressive job to have. What is it you're doing exactly? We uncover illegal aliens and extradite them, which is why I've been coming here in the first place. We keep getting tips that there have been alien sightings around this cafe. Speaking of which, have you not noticed anything out of the ordinary, young man? Can't say that I have. I don't come here all that often, but it always seemed very above board to me. Are you sure the tips aren't a prank? It seems that some people enjoy those as a pastime. There are very popular videos of them online. That, maybe it is, but I still have to investigate properly. Otherwise my superiors will have my head on a platter. You can't waste your time on a cold trail either. Surely your superiors will see that you've done your best. I doubt that. They're a bit obsessed with the alien situation. Obsessed? Is it really that big an issue? Well, having such unusual elements around disturbs the public peace. Your average Joe has no clue of what to make of them, you know? It makes people feel unsettled. I see. Oh, so sorry guys, I'm going to have to move over because the dog's just not having it. I'll be right back. So sorry about that, guys, but I'm now back. Hopefully Archie will settle because I've got him right next to me, because you're a little bugger, aren't you? Hey? He just wants to be on stream half the time, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, let's carry on. Although the visible aliens aren't too bad from where I'm standing, at least we can identify and extract them. Aliens who try and pass for Earthlings are a bigger problem. Why so? For one, it just muddles with things, no matter how much they try to look like Earthlings. They were born aliens, and aliens is what they remain. But now they're aliens who don't look like aliens. What does that mean, you know? And where does it stop? What if some Earthlings decided they want to look like aliens? That would be a huge mess. Would it? Anyway, the top brass insists that we go after them. And in the end, that makes my job a lot harder. All that time spent detecting them. Come on, you. Come on, cuddle up. Come on. Come on. You good boy. Give me a good spacesuit wearing alien any day, you know? Oh, but don't worry about a thing. We at Fire always find a way to keep the public safe. I see. So how do you go about detecting them exactly? That one's easy. Once I have my suspicions, I check their ID. That makes it all clear, right? Right. I do wonder though, what is it? And I'm sorry if I'm being too curious. I have a habit of putting my foot in my mouth. No, you're good, no harm in asking. In that case, what is it that makes aliens so very different? There are all sorts of people living here. They all have different personalities, different looks. And for me, when I walk through the streets of Seattle and I see that no two people are alike, I'll admit that it makes me very happy. So if some Archie, if some so someone comes from further away, but they feel like an Earthling at heart, would they really be more different than the two people living in the city? Then the people in the city are different from each other? Or would there be just another version of an Earthling? Perhaps no less beautiful. You know what? At the end of the day, I don't know, nor do I care all that much. Just trying to get the job done here. But you sure have opinions, don't you? Arch, you wouldn't happen to be friends with aliens yourself, would you? Now, surely that is. You do know that harbouring illegal aliens is a crime. Ugh. What was that? Well, that's Archie barking. Archie, can you settle? Just a coffee machine. It seems to have restarted now. Stop it. That's a relief. Right. This is getting more suspicious by the minute. Stand aside. I'm going to conduct a search. Meow. What the heck is this? If I'm not mistaken, this is a local cat. It's come over once before. It looks like it might be hiding from another stray. It's very cute. It's also irrelevant to the current... Drat. I have an emergency elsewhere. Archie, stop it! But if either of you think you're off the hook, you're sorely mistaken. You'll be hearing from me soon. Meow. Silver, you're trembling. That's alright. You can come out now, I think, Commander. Well, if we found this experience 100% distasteful. Actually, it was 40% 235 distasteful and 20% 834 scary. And 38 931 exciting. Ha. I apologise, this is just nerves. We're truly sorry for this disturbance. It's not your fault at all, but should you be sticking around here, the agent might come back. No, I lured him away, at least for now. You did? Although it's a good thing that little cat came in when he did, it brought us some precious minutes. What sort of earthling are you? Meow. We see. Do you? Speak, cat. We can feel this earthling's intent better than usual. It's expressing it clearly. It wishes to rest and be left alone. I feel all out of sorts. Is the machine really working again? It is indeed. Then make us a drink. One for Silver as well. The same one should be fine for both of us. Just make it hot, comforting, and... What would you like, sibling? I think I need some sweetness right now. I'd really appreciate a hot, very sweet, very comforting drink. Here you go, sweet drinks for the two of you. This isn't bad, although it could probably have been a little sweeter. It's the most sweet thing you could possibly have. The sensation of this is not vastly different from what you served us the other night, but it sounds like it will be fine. I'm impressed though, Silver. You become quite savvy at negating these situations. Even if I'm sure you'd rather avoid them altogether. Yes, I would definitely prefer to avoid them, but I need to get used to them anyway. It does sound like he's got suspicions today. That's far from the worst to be. What do you mean? Lloyd, you know the cafe I said I'm opening? Yeah? Well, it's not exactly like this cafe. In fact, it's not exactly like a cafe at all. For the past few months, it's the basis of operations for SAVE. SAVE? SAVE, Society for Aliens and Various Extraterrestrials. Wow. I know, it sounds very reckless. No, it sounds rather admirable. I think I underestimated you. I don't know. But you see why I've had to become savvy, as you said. I have a lot of people depending on me now. Guys, I'm going to have to walk the dog out. I'm really sorry. Okay, very sorry about that, guys. He's fed now, he's been out. He's had a little run, so hopefully he will settle now. He's 14 years old. He's very demanding when he wants to be, and will just bark until he gets his own way when he wants it, when he sees fit. So we just go along with it as we do. Alright then. So okay, those who are just arriving to Earth are confused and scared. Those who have adopted Earthling appearances and are trying to blend in. Those who are learning to understand life here and how to understand themselves. For all of them, it's an existential matter. Not everyone is meant to be a hive mind. I know I wasn't. No offence, Amanda. We are not offended. We have always known you were different from us. It is all the same to us. You are our sibling, whether you live as a hive or an earthling. Amanda, I really do love you. What is love? That is not a conversation I think I can have right now. I'll explain it to you tomorrow, okay? After we both have a rest. We will remind you of it. I know you will. I think I'm getting a little tired now. Is it alright if we go back? Absolutely. Our energy is also 98.429 depleted. As is mine, Amanda. As is mine. Silver, is there anything we can do to help? No, I don't think so. Thank you for offering, really. But you have a different part to play in all this. And you've been playing it very well. You're very kind. Well, in that case, have a good night, the two of you. And please come again soon. You'll always be welcome here. Us and many others. We know, and we're grateful. Good night, Loy. I'd say good night to the cat, but I don't think it needs my wishes. Good night, Loy. See? Now we can use good night. We find it rather odd that. Maybe we should continue this chat while we walk. Alright. What a night. This has to be a great deal more animated than we bargained for. And I suppose we have a new four-legged friend now. I wonder what you're doing here, little one. Don't you have a home? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. Meow. Meow. Ah, well, I guess it's time for you to let me close shop. But Silver, it's an honour to be related to someone like you. Oh. Okay, new day. Now seems to have settled. It's curled up by my feet, so okay. Need that. Okay. Something's missing from the drawer. Did I misplace it? Somehow I feel like it's going to be a long, long night. Or not. Good evening. Hi, Loy. How are you? Not too shabby, I hope. Everything's just fine. You sure? Positive. How about you, sir? How's work? My shift's over, so I'm free now. Nice. That reminds me, Mr. Hyde was here just the other day. Ah, that's right. Did he tell you the reason for his visit? Yeah, he's moving back here, right? Or at least that's the plan. Yes, what a nice surprise. He told me he's got a few things to discuss on that. Well, it's part of why I'm here tonight. Aside from getting myself a hot drink, that is. On that note, I'm so ready to take your order. Much obliged. So Henry told me about this Indonesian ginger drink. It has milk, honey, and a couple of other stuff in it. I think it's called STMJ. I'll have a cup of that. Oh, I don't remember what that was now. I definitely made one, so why isn't it in my let's see. Let me find it. Milk, ginger and honey. Oh, we literally just said that, didn't I? But nice. Serve it up. One nutritious drink from the arch coming up. Thanks a lot. So what's in it again? It's a hot blend of egg, milk, ginger and honey. The drink's name itself is in the ingredients. No wonder it somewhat reminds me of eggnog. Albeit spicier and not as rich, but I can see why Henry likes it. It's a great stamina drink. He probably needs it to keep up with Rachel's work. You're probably right. As long as he remembers to take breaks. I should invite him for a drink here sometime. What do you think? That would be lovely. Then consider it done. You know what? I don't think Hyde will show up tonight. Oh, why is that? When I called him earlier to confirm, he sounded a little annoyed. It's not exactly great outside either. I thought he liked this kind of weather. Him, yes. His car, not so much. That thing wouldn't survive this kind of storm. Now that you mention it, you may be right. I used to drive him in that car back in the day. Did he ever tell you how old it is? Yep, gave me the whole backstory of it. Oh, I guess I'm just as surprised he still uses it at all. The car clearly has a special meaning to him. He was also quite sentimental about it, which makes me wonder if it has anything to do with him moving back here. What do you mean? He lived here before, right? Yeah, and he kept bringing up the past too. Are you saying his move is motivated by nostalgia? I was going to say homesickness, but I realise that makes no sense. I get what you're trying to say though. It's a strange longing for times gone by, considering how fast things are changing these days. Maybe even too fast. Which is ironic, really. What is? Live long enough, you'll realise the only constant in life is change itself. Things like shifting necessities, curveballs the world throws at you, decay, are just stuff we have to deal with indefinitely. Considering our lifespans, you think we get used to it at some point. But we never do. Never completely, anyway. I suppose the idea of getting used to change is a paradox in itself. That sounds about right. Perhaps nostalgia is like an anchor for dinosaurs like us. It keeps us from losing ourselves into the world's relentless speed. You get used to these after a while, huh? Pretty much. Oh, hi there. We meet again. Yes, hello. Excuse me for a moment. Excuse me too, because I haven't actually checked the Tomoda Chill app for our stories. Today's delivery, so she's been delivering. It's all come together. I can't believe it's going to be so good. Busy all day today. Don't forget to drink water. Having an ocean fish as a pet is so hard. Oh. Do you really think we are? Take off in the future? So she's 100. Oh, she's a 10. But she's marrying a freelance now. Lol. Okay, excuse me for a moment. Got it. Welcome, Miss Riona. Good evening. I'm meeting up with someone. Oh, okay then. How's your car, by the way? My car? Oh, you mean the tyre? There's really no need for concern, as it was easy to fix. But thank you for asking. My pleasure. May I order a cup of Russian tea? I don't know, may ya? I don't know how anybody remembers these things. Ever. Russian tea. Tea, lemon, cinnamon. Ep.3. Serve. Russian tea for the lady rushing to deliver. That's a good one. This is perfect, by the way. Thank you. You're welcome. So, who are you meeting with, if I may ask? You should know, shouldn't you? After all, you were tasked to give me his contact info. Ah, that's right. So you two did end up contacting after all. We did, yes. But the truth be told, I really wasn't sure about contacting him at all. Why is that? Because as far as I'm concerned, there was no real reason for me to do so. Nevertheless, I sent him an email the following night, right after the completion of my final delivery at 3 AM. That's pretty late. A little, but surely no worse than forgetting it altogether. But he replied straight away, to my surprise. Had no idea he was such a night owl. Or perhaps just an extremely early bird. Right. I wonder if he ever sleeps. That should be a question for you too, miss. Oops. Anyhow, he answered me with an apology. He regretted his rudeness from when we first met. Which was another surprise, since I didn't think about it was such a matter of concern. Well, he did return here the next evening looking for you. Did he? Yeah, he said so himself. I see. How peculiar. In any case, we exchanged phone numbers and I've been texting ever since. He said he wants to meet up and speak in person, which is why I'm here now. I'm still not quite sure it's necessary. I mean, maybe he just wants to chat and hang out. Perhaps. I suppose we'll see. Yeah, so Hyde's not coming tonight. Probably for the best given the circumstances. Is he okay? Yeah, he just wants to take it easy tonight. Understandable. My apologies for these surges. I was hoping it'd become more stable as the days go by, but no need to apologise for something out of your control. That's right, you tried everything you could. I know. Thank you for your understanding. How are you doing, miss? Hey there. Did you manage to resolve your issues with the children? Sorry? Oh, I mean the hospital admissions problem from the other day. Oh, that. For a minute there, I thought I had beef with kids I was unaware of. Sorry for the misunderstanding. No worries, that was funny. It's only been a few days, so not much has changed. How about you? Feeling better? Ah, yes, well, I apologise for the way I acted a few days ago. We all have our bad days, so don't worry about it. Thank you. Ah, while we're on the topic, I told Officer Georgie what happened to your car. Would you mind pointing out where you believe the incident took place? Sure. It was quite near the police station, actually, at a metered spot just outside the now defunct library. Oh, the vacant building at the Bourne intersection. Yes, that's correct. I see. So it was originally a library. You know the area? I know of the property, yeah. It's been abandoned for a long time now. But it's a heritage building, so I often wonder why nothing's been done with it, since it's located in a very populated, culture-centric neighbourhood. That's true. There's even an art college nearby. Right. Then again, I've always found the street a bit odd. Odd? How? It's just barren, especially if you consider the area. And the weird thing is, I feel like it wasn't always that way. Feel? You don't mean remember? No, exactly what I said. It's a feeling, not a clear memory. Strange, isn't it? That is odd. Well, there used to be a flea market there a long, long time ago. Perhaps that's what you're recalling. A flea market, huh? The last time I drove there, I remember seeing nothing but concrete. Oh wait, there was a single dead tree surrounded by strange trinkets. A dead tree, huh? No idea why I almost forgot about it. It stuck out like a sore thumb. About 8 feet tall, no leaves, just there forever too, as far as I know. That hawthorn tree was something of a landmark for us drivers. And the trinkets you spoke of were actually remembrances of sorts. Remembrances? Hold on, I'm just going to recap a bit here, okay? Sure. Your car was vandalised near a metered parking spot on the front of an abandoned library, on a seemingly deserted street within a busy area. It has a large dead tree surrounded by remembrances for some reason. That sounds about right, except the tree's no longer there. Oh? Are you serious, Pops? Why wouldn't I be? That's crazy. Good evening, gentlemen. Hi, everyone. Oh boy. I thought I'd be early, but you're already here, lady. Hello. Loy, for the love of all things holy, tell me why my lighter is here. No, tell me my lighter's here. Well, you're in luck, because it is. Hot damn, thank goodness. Would you like me to get it now for you? No, it's fine. I'm just glad to know it's here. Just bring it with my drink later. Sure. Let me know when you're ready to order. Cheers. Well, well, well. What's up, y'all? What's new? Evening, officer. I'm just talking about the spot where Miss Fiona's car may have been vandalised. Oh. They got your car too, lady. Yeah, but it's not a big issue. Still sorry you had to experience that. Where did you park your car, miss? I can send you the coordinates if you like. That'd be real swell. Got it. Okay. Oh. Is it within the area you expected, or...? Pretty much. Same location where I parked mine a week ago. I see. And rest assured, we already increased the patrols in that area. That's great. But I am the only one doing it at the moment. That sucks. What's that? Am I hearing you, out of all people, doubting my skill, Loy? No, of course not. I just thought it means unfortunate increase in your workload. Ah, well, that's them breaks, I suppose. Anyway, give me your strongest espresso, Loy, and don't forget my lighter. Espresso, give me the lighter. Okay. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Loy. You probably think I'm being silly, but what can I say? It's my lucky charm. Yeah, it's borderline superstitious, I know. Don't have to say anything of the sort. Well, I have a good reason to be superstitious. Whenever I don't have this thing with me, things happen. Right. Alright, here comes the strongest espresso in the house. Cheers. Ah, perfect, as always. Are you ready to order? Might as well. I'd like something desserty, because it's my cheat day. Sure thing. Any specifics in mind? Well, I saw this video of a Spanish hot cocoa yesterday. It was so thick I thought it was chocolate sauce. The name also reminded me of a song, but for some reason I can't remember the title right now. You know, that sounds oddly familiar. For real? Then I'll have thick cocoa that's got milk, a little hot, spicy kick to it. Here comes a cup of Spanish Sahara for you. Oh, so that's what it's called. That's what we call it here, at least. Very cool. Then bon appetit. I think this is it. Very tasty. Thanks, Lloyd. You're so welcome. So, Pops, just earlier you were telling me about your creepy patrolling experience, right? Was it in the same location where the lady's car was? Why does it get called the lady? Creepy patrolling experience. Well, I don't know if I should even talk about it, because maybe it's just a tad too spooky, even for me. What happened? Tell 'em, Pops. It's not that big a deal, honestly. Then all the more reason to talk about it, right? Maybe someone here will know something. You got a point there. You're talking about the area anyway, right? Yep. Well, I've been patrolling there the last few nights. The street itself is fairly straightforward. It's about half a mile round trip from the intersection and back. There's nothing much there either. Concrete sidewalk with metered parking spots. A fence here and there. And an unfinished construction site with a couple of CCTVs dotted about. No tree. What tree? There used to be a dead tree in front of the old library. Huh. Oh, that old dead tree. It was uprooted by the city back in January. Ah. The commercial community decided it wasn't really a good look. So when the city started a massive clean-up project last year, well, they simply voted to get rid of it. I see. Why? What's up? We were actually talking about it earlier, and being a decades-old landmark aside, could there be something more to the tree than just, well, being old? You think so? That's what I think after listening to Miss Mirona. Are you expecting something from me, Loy? Huh? Oh, no. I'm sorry if I crossed the line. You just seem to know a lot about it. I don't want to mix it up with facts. I understand. I would like to hear the officer's spooky tale first, if you don't mind. Gladly, miss. Almost forgot about me there, huh? So anyway, patrolling on that street is an easy task. Only 4 to 5 cars would park there overnight at most, which makes keeping track a breeze. Sounds ideal enough. As expected though, nothing happened the first 2 nights. But yesterday was a different story. Whoa, hold on. What a stage setup, eh? Oh, phew, there you go. Thank goodness. Sorry about that. Please continue. Alrighty. Well, it was nearing the end of my shift and I found nothing was amiss. We were the only 4 cars parked that night, 2 spaced across the street and 2 on the opposite corner, side by side. My plan was to leave after I walk one last round to make sure everything was okay. And a reminder, you can cover the whole place in only 8 minutes. Okay. Then, at the end of my walk, I took a drag on my cigarette. Smug as I was about clock out, thinking, 'twas another night job well done. Right. Wrong. As I was immediately faced with the impossible. 3 cars, 2 side by side, 1 across the street. All tyres flattened. That's 12 vandalised tyres for you, in a span of less than 10 minutes. That's so strange. It would take several minutes to flatten just 1 tyre. And that's if you're using the right tools. Right?
But that wasn't all. Oh no, it wasn't. Because that was the moment when the streetlights went out, suddenly and all at once. What? Right after that, I heard flurries of footsteps and laughter. They were going farther and farther away from the scene, and yet I saw nothing at all. Oh, are you sure? Did the CCTV catch anything? The infrareds actually managed to catch something, but the videos weren't clear at all, so I'm still investigating it. Jeez Louise, Pops. That's way spookier than what you told me in the car. But it's cool though. I may be laughing now, but I almost pissed my pants there, you see. Well, whoever they were, they sure worked fast, right? Anyway, look, I think I want another drink. All that talking is making my throat dry, and coffee just ain't cutting it. Roger that, what would you like? What do you suggest? How about some tea with ginger and honey? Sounds good. You can use the red flower stuff if you have it as a base. You mean hibiscus, definitely. Okay then, I'd like red flower tea with ginger and a touch of honey. Ginger, honey. Ooh. One piping hot tea ready for you. Oh, what does it mean? It means ginger, tea means tea, and rosella is roselle, another name for hibiscus. I see, a legit herbal drink. Spicy, but perfect for the weather. Good call, Loy. I'm happy to please. If that's the case, let me join you on your patrol, Pops, because I'm not scared of ghosts. Real beings scare me more. Wait a second, kid, what do you mean by ghosts, eh? Jumping the gun a little there, ain't ya? I don't know, Pops. Maybe it's even something crazier than that. This is really serious problem, kid. Don't joke around like that. Sorry. Interesting. You know something? No, not me. But she might. Right, the tree, wasn't it? Oh yeah. What about it, miss? It's your turn to finish your thought. I'm not sure if this can be any use at all, but... Officer, are you aware of the story behind that tree? Huh? I recall what you said earlier. People often leave remembrances around it. What do you mean by that, miss? Well, it's because someone passed away there. What? Allow me to explain. I mentioned there was once a flea market on that street, correct? Right. They called it the Fairy Market. It was unofficially set up by the transients of the community. Transients? Being the government's term for unregistered citizens, including all the other uncategorisable beings at the time. Fairies were a part of that. Huh? I remember learning about it. After the war, the government made its first official attempt to sort things out. Organising equitable classifications was thought as one of the first steps towards civil peace, but it was oversimplified, inefficient, and not speedy enough. Was that all before the Vindication Act? Way before that. Many who couldn't register were basically in administrative limbo. What? That's as good as not existing at all. Really, that's horrible. It was the main reason why the fairy market was created in the first place, to ensure transient survival throughout the changing times, in more ways than one. The market had no real schedule, therefore, the start of Fairy Week would be marked by the flowers strewn along the intersection, just so people would notice and come take a look. Sounds kind of too low-key, no? Because it was illegal, silly. Oh. And that was exactly the problem. The market ran day and night, its format unchanging. At the same time, the economy was slowly reshaping the landscape. People started to spend more, becoming reckless, while the laws were still shaky at best. Then, a tragic incident occurred one night. A drunk driver was speeding and went off course, striking a vendor there, and the only evidence left of the crime was that tree, standing where there was no tree before. Wait a second, what? Why did I never hear about it? How long ago was this? The incident occurred in 1959, but the market itself was forcibly disbanded in 1961. Happened before I was born, huh? Yeah, I remember everything now. It was actually quite an infamous case, wasn't it? But due to the nature of the beans involved, most people couldn't help but, well, forget. Huh? We're talking about the late 50s and early 60s here. Post-war media was still quite scarce, whichever one you want to say. And I remember the drunk driver was also the son of a very wealthy individual. Oh, correct. But that wasn't exactly the part that made the case so infamous. It was due to the fact that no body was ever found at the crash site, as well as the vendor being transient with no legal ID or paper trail. As a result, the court had no choice but to dismiss the case. But there was a body, wasn't it? Just not the one that people might expect. You mean the tree? Right. When semi-spiritual beings like us pass on from the physical world, some may leave specific landmarks behind. Not all can do that though. Us banshees don't do that. You don't? No, we simply disappear. So, if I'm getting this right, the tree couldn't be used as evidence because it wasn't classified as remains yet. The witnesses were in the same boat, no paper trail, so the driver's lawyer took advantage of those loopholes. And that's messed up. Beyond messed up, Pops. Whoa, I'm boiling. I'll take a further look into this more, miss, but I have questions for you. Yeah? Do you think the vandalism has anything to do with the tree removal? I don't know. I suppose it might depend on when the acts of the vandalism began. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I better get going then. It's almost time for my shift. Okay, officer. Break a leg, Pops? I'd rather not. Stay safe. Will do. I'll keep you all posted. I better go as well. I've got an early shift tomorrow. There's one thing I don't want to confirm though, if you don't. Oh, there's one thing I want to confirm though, if you don't mind, miss. Yes. It's about the fairies passing and how everyone ended up forgetting about them afterwards. I really thought that was just a myth. I guess not. Unfortunately, that's why there used to be memorabilia around that tree. They were the efforts of those who remembered to preserve the memory. But it wasn't enough, was it? Else we'd still have the tree. It really makes me question my memory. Are there people who might have forgotten? Were there events I missed? It's quite scary to think about. But beings like us, being forgotten is inevitable. So no need to feel bad about it. Is that so? Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala. Oh, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir. Well then, nice meeting you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Rihanna. Thank you. See you around. Bye, Loy. Take care. You okay? It's getting real late. I still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat? We don't sell food here. You don't? No wonder your place is always empty. Rude. Well, just kidding, Loy. Don't hate me, please. Well, do you want another drink, maybe? I wouldn't mind one. Nice. What do you feel like having? Something without milk, with a fresh feeling and some brightness to it. Also quite partial to the blue pea tea. Oh, I'll order something for you, may I? Sure. Could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video and it looked perfect for Our Lady. Yeah, what is it? It had blue pea as a base, a lot of mint and a splash of lemon. A lot of mint and a splash of lemon. Nice. Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you. It looks nice, very pretty. I like it, thank you. I'm glad you do. And wow, Lloyd, it looks exactly like what you envisioned. You're a G. I'm happy you both enjoyed it. But man, that whole case earlier though was a lot to take in. Also, about the whole forgetting thing. That really gave me the chills. Why? Don't you feel scared of just disappearing in the end? Because I do. That's why I thought finally understood you too. I mean, the reason why you wanted to become a soprano your way, the traditional way. Oh, care to compare notes? Because I've yet to be entirely certain about that myself. Oh, no, that's what you call a huge pressure. Before that though, can I ask a teeny tiny question? Go ahead. What inspired you to go down this path? I mean, I may have an idea on why you're choosing the hardest way, but why a soprano in the first place? Because it's been done before. Pardon? Because there was already a banshee who did it before, so I know it's not impossible. For real? Her part was that of a sorbet aria, and she was not very well known. What is a sorbet aria? I mean, she was a secondary character. Back in the early 19th century opera, sorbet arias would be sung towards the end of the second act, usually before the evening ended. Hawkers would use the time to offer often desserts, whatever that said. Hence, sorbet aria. Oh, I see. Like background singing at the end of a show or something. Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end. The first time I heard her voice was on an old recording of comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She was playing a confused maid role at the very end of the opera, wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought she wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera, but hearing a banshee sing such a playful and light-hearted piece was truly an eye-opener for me. Oh man, I bet it was. Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works, but it always stuck with me nonetheless. So I left my commune and started trying on my own. That's really cool and brave of you to do so. I agree. Well, I've never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing. Nah, don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to push yourself beyond what's expected of you, and wishing to leave a mark on this world. Is that what you think? Uh-huh. You're just trying to follow a path that has been travelled before, and that's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us. You're just being careful, yet courageous. Right, because the path you're choosing to walk on is still difficult. Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. Just feel maybe you're the same as me. What's the point of being born if no one's going to remember us? Right, Roy? No comment. Ah. What do you mean by being remembered so much? Why wouldn't you? Us banshees see the end differently than most, so care to enlighten me? I can't speak for anyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, you see. Like humongously large. Literally couldn't count on my siblings even if I wanted to. Because they're everywhere, thanks to my dad. Oh. We weren't wealthy though, not even close. The money situation was always suffocating us for real. But sometimes Dad would drop by to give us some money. Though it wasn't even enough to cover the utilities for more than a couple of months. Then he'd just leave again a couple of days later. Are you the eldest? Nope. But my older bros had already moved out by the time I hit high school. I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died. Oh. Which is where my mum and siblings live now. I'm sorry to hear about your father. No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it was weird to receive the news of his death from an attorney, knowing he passed away by himself, and it took them a week to find out. Oh. Natural causes, by the way, so... I mean, how did he check out with absolutely no one knowing? Where were my other siblings? What happened to his ladies? It was just so crazy to me, and I guess that kind of haunted me. Haunted how? My life growing up was filled with disappointment over him, you know. I mean it in the best way possible. My disappointment actually drove me to work hard for my family. I just vilified him in my own mind, like shaking my mental fist at him. Gonna do so much better than you, sir, and all that. I see. But then I received the news and he left me the house. Like, I know he had no money. The house is probably one of the only assets he had left. So when he gave me the house in his will, all I could think about was what went through his mind exactly. The fact that he had a will and all, oh God, the fact that he had a will at all was probably already a surprise for you. Exactly. What am I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think of him? And does it even matter anymore when he's already long gone? Anyway, my older brothers came back, right? They wanted me to sell the house and divide the earnings. Wanting a slice of the inheritance pie, huh? You didn't do that, right? Heck no. That's why I left for LA. So if they really want me to sell the house, they'd have to chase after me. Good call. Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. We're a good team. That's a relief. But that was why I also needed money fast. I needed to send money to help with my family's bills. And of course, so I could stay alive as well. That was why I ended up having to join the big production house. The production house? Yeah, it was like a bunch of content creators getting together and making videos every day. I was young and naive too, you know. Because it was my first time venturing to another state completely alone after all. So I didn't know better how predatory things could be. Man, this isn't even going to be an entertaining story. If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it. No, it's not that. I just really didn't like that production house. But I needed the money. Someone there saw my vlogs and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, I tried to get along with everyone. But you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had huge egos. So naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. Trying to be all-round helpful turned me into the butt of the joke all the time. That didn't discourage me all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learnt a lot there, I'm not going to lie. Still. But what ended up destroying my willpower was actually something real close, you know? Myself? What do you mean by that? Well, in a house where everyone wants to be the main character, each of us would need a solid, distinct persona, yeah? Eventually, I was assigned one too. Which was supposed to be a good thing, but they wanted me to be the worst version of what I am, essentially, with a heavy emphasis on what. I had a lot of nicknames too, like, "Hey you baby girl, what you up to now, satire boy? Here comes the party goatee. Mr. Excess. You gonna go fishing again tonight or what?" Fishing? We had to go out and try a hit on people. We weren't allowed to come to the house unless we failed spectacularly or scored. Oh. I always tried to be the punchline though, because there were always more views when something ended badly. But it was still the worst because I really had to act it all out, you know? Bothering people for pretend dates, being some sort of dumb jerk just for jokes. So all I looked for, just so all looked fun for the camera. Even if scripted, I never really liked doing it, honestly, because in the end, all of it just reminded myself of my dad, you know. And I kept thinking, does the apple never fall far from the tree after all? So yeah, the whole thing just really sucked. You had it difficult. Yeah. Well, long story short, being tokenized sucked. The end. No disagreement there. Sorry, I swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about. It's fine. I actually learnt a lot this evening. I just don't want to take up more of your time. So can I just ask you a direct question? Sure. Great. Would you be interested in guest starring on my new show? I realised I was being dumb the first day we met. Kind of forced my thoughts on you and just being a general smartass. I undermined your straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve, since everything I did was anything but. But you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it. Yet I almost ended up losing sight of why I'd been doing it all in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot, all to justify the gain, but to what end? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear. And not with exposure either. Though it won't be much at first, because I don't have that much money ready at the moment. Wait, this is a bit sudden, don't you think? No pressure though. How does the show work? Well, I'm not 100% sure of the shape of it yet, but ideally we'll have like an interview at first, then I'll record you singing, bring all the gear, I'll be doing it all the editing myself and stuff. It's going to take a bit of time since I'll still have my main show to do, but I started my vlogging journey on my own too. So I can bet you the result will still be quality. Your show will tank if I'm the first guest, you realise that, right? If it does, then it doesn't deserve to exist. I don't care about haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you. I'm flattered, but no thank you. Okay. Thanks for considering me though. Thanks for giving it a thought. Looks like I have to go. Okay. It's nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad timing. Yes, I get it. Cool. I hope we can meet again like this. If you want to. Maybe. I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Loy. Sorry if I bored you. No, truly, it was my pleasure. Cool. Okay, I really have to go. See you around? Safe trip. Alright, see you, Loy. Come again soon. I think tonight was the most I've talked in the past 2 years, and I'm quite glad to hear that. Thank you, Loy. For what? For being such a good host. I know I'm not the easiest to get along with. It's always a pleasure to have you and everyone around. Then I'll be taking my leave. I feel like I have a lot to rethink, but I'll see you again soon, and we'll be waiting always. Safe trip, Miss Fiona, and have a good night. Whew. I think I'm done for the night. I hope everything will work out for everyone. Okay, and on that note, guys, I think I'm also going to leave it there. So I will probably be back at some point tomorrow. So I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!